What's good, everybody? It's your boy Common. We back with another video. Real quick, I want to talk about did the Cowboys do enough on defense for this team to be a contender, right? And I think that's all. And my answer to that is simply yes. But when it comes to football, with football, you never know because till the games was played. But my answer to the question is yes, right? Now, and when the reason I say yes is, right, you can say, if your team is struggling on defense, I'll give you an example. If your team is struggling on O-line, defense, whatever the case may be, right? I go out, and I draft 3 offensive linemen, and we replaced 4 out of the 5 spots of the offensive line, and because that was the Achilles heel of the team, and we try to improve that. Now, if those pieces don't pan out, that don't mean you didn't do your due diligence to address the situation, because no one knows till you're on the field, right? So like, perfect example, the Chiefs, which is in the Super Bowl, they basically remade their whole offensive line. Now, did they do enough to ensure that what happened last year won't happen again? On paper, it's gonna say yeah, because they addressed the O-line. They went up and snatched a bunch of offensive linemen that they thought that they need to plug holes. Now, if them same guys that they acquired get hurt or injured or something, like, if football is hard, like, you can't equate. It's hard to say that's like we can look at what you use to plug the pieces and be like, yeah, they did a great job. They addressed their needs. I mean, you could address your needs and you could address the Achilles heel was going on, but in football, you don't know, because do I feel like we did enough to address the defense? Yes, I did. But we got 11 new players on defense. Now, whether they pan out or not, the organization did their due diligence in addressing what was wrong with the team last year. So that's never going to be the question. I feel like we did do enough. Now it's all in. The big factor is, can these pieces that we acquire and things that we doing, can they stay healthy? Can they gel? And can they gel, and can they be playing at their highest level at crunch time? Because we see it all the time. People, you could come out firing on all cylinders, and by midway November, people start to figure out and study this. You got no decline. I don't want that for our team. I want us to study to improve. I'd rather start off with the growing pains and ascend as the season going on. You know what I'm saying? But have we done enough? I believe so, because if you look at Tampa Bay, look at the champs. And I keep using Kansas City and Tampa Bay as examples because at the end of the day, that's the plateau you're trying to reach. You're trying to reach to fighting for a Super Bowl or winning a Super Bowl. That's what you're trying to reach. Now, Tampa Bay, as good as the talent their defense was, they went through their struggles a lot last season as a young secondary. Know that when they was barbecue chicken and people was doing what they want on them, they went through their struggles as well, getting in high scoring shootouts and all that. So it's like, if they didn't have the offense they had, would we be sitting back and say they done enough? If KC O-line didn't play like garbage, it wasn't hurt, and Kelsey wasn't kept dropping passes in the Super Bowl, would we still say they did enough? We don't know. That's why I feel like it's subjective. As long as your team, all your organization could do is address the needs and the holes on your team. And I feel like the Dallas Cowboys addressed every hole on our team. Now, health, and is the biggest part because it's the NFL. People get hurt, man. Like I feel like as long as we're healthy, that's our biggest demon. As long as we're healthy, I feel like we're set to contend with anybody. Now, one thing I would say, I seen the thing with Michael Irvin on the Rich Eisen show, and they saying went through every game basically, and they was asking him how, like basically our record every game. So by the time they got to the end of it, he was down to what, we was 13-4 because there's 17 games this year, and I see a lot of people reacting to that. You know what I mean? Because Michael Irvin could be a homer. A lot of people say that he always predict us to do great things and things of that nature. But one thing I would say is looking at the schedule outside the division, right? Now, I take the division games with a grain of salt because I always see you can pencil at least 2 losses coming from the division, right? Just because the nature of the NFC East is we beat each other up. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like you can pencil 2 losses in there. You got Tampa Bay opening night. We got rough games at KC. It's a couple of rough games there. But I said, I don't, outside of the usual suspects, I don't see why it's not saying that's gonna be reality. I don't see anybody on our schedule besides the usual suspects. Like I said, the KCs, the Tampa Bays, and divisional games. Like it sounds like 4 to 5 losses if you break it down. Now you can quantify that by saying we don't know who is who yet. Like that's why I don't like doing predictions on schedules, right? Because now, as I sit here in June and I'm telling you about weak link on our schedule that they make the playoffs last year, who's to say that the Chargers won't come out and be 10-2 or something like that opening the season, and they are juggling on our schedule that we didn't account for. Like just like you looking at KC or somebody on the schedule said that's going to be a very tough game. What if they get hit by an injury bug or something like that, and they're 7 and something? You know what I'm saying? They struggling, or just a 500 team by the time we get to them, because you never know. That's why I don't like doing schedule predictions, because it's always at least in the NFL, there's always at least 4 to 5 teams that made the playoffs the previous year that's not going to make it, and it's vice versa. So that's how I look at it. Like right now, if you judge the teams off of last year, yes, our schedule looks very good and easy, and we could easily sneak by with a 13-4 record, like Michael Irvin said, but can't go up there because you don't know what teams is. Who's to say that we're not going to have juggernauts in our division that's going to be riding high when we play them? We don't know. It might be a 3-team race to the extra playoff spot to the last 2 wild cards and who's going to win division. We don't know that yet. So, I mean, I reserve my judgment, but I feel good about the team, though. I mean, that's all I have to say, though, man. Just wanted to put a quick video out for y'all, man. Always remember to like, subscribe, and share. It's your boy, Comp. Salute.